And this stage that we're sitting on has a tremendous history.
It
With Apple
does.
as well, it must bring back memories and visions and inspirations.
It does. I felt it coming in a major way, to be honest. This was a theater that lots of the Apple products were announced in, and Steve unveiled many, many products here, and I can feel him in his presence whenever I come here. So. Yeah, there's a lot of memories here.
Is there a special memory that came forward or strong for you?
Well, it's mainly of him. And so, with a lot of people, when they think of Steve, they think about products. And of course I think of that, but I really think of just the simple things that he did. And every time, every day, he always left the office before I did. I'm not sure why that was always the case, but he would always stop by my office before he left and exchange notes on the day, right? And so it's the simple things like that, the friendship that I hold. And I remember him more than once rehearsing on the stage and sort of going way off script and in a way that only he could do, and sort of making everybody laugh along the way. And he wasn't known for that, but he did that. We think different. You remember that?
I do.
And that is still embedded in Apple very, very deeply. It's to not play the game as it's been defined for decades or centuries, but invent a new game. Because people are so smart, you can generally believe that if you do things in the same manner, you're not going to get a much better result than people have gotten for years, decades, centuries. You have to come up with a different way of viewing the problem. And sometimes that is the hardest part of all of it, is to think out of box, to think different. But we try really hard to do that on all of these kind of things, because these are inherently hairball problems. You know, if they were easy, they would have been solved. But they are difficult. And so that's what we try to do.
You mentioned equality
Yes.
also. And is there a false choice that you see that people make when it comes to equality? Is there a
Yeah.
narrative that needs to change there? And how did that come through you?
I think the false choice on equality is, if you give me more rights than I have, then you have less. And this is so bizarre. I mean, wouldn't it be great if everyone woke up one day and said, from now on, I'm treating everybody with dignity and respect? There would be so many problems in the world that would go away. And in every country in the world, not just one, it's not limited to one. But you think about it, it's, one that was, I hope is important for me one day, who knows, gay marriage, right? This is one where one group wanted to withhold that right. And I'm not challenging the reason for that, but it's feeling like if another group has that right, that there's something less on the other side. And I think there are thousands, tens of thousands of those that are out there that fundamentally, when it really comes down to it, is about dignity and respect. And, just basic human rights. I think DACA is a lot like that. DACA, when you really think about it, these are kids. They know no other home. Why would we even think about not allowing them to stay? Right? And so I don't know. I think honestly, I know it's naive and it's not going to happen in the morning. But I think if you could flip a switch and only do one thing, it's the basic way we treat one another that would solve so many other problems.